the hum of the highway, the endless stretch of Interstate 4 between Tampa and Orlando. For many, it is just a commute, but for some, it is a fault line, a silent battleground where dreams collide. And right now, the biggest dream on that fault line is Major League Baseball. The city of Orlando envisions a future where the crack of the bat echoes through a brand new stadium, where families gather under the Florida sun, cheering on their very own Major League Baseball team. It is a powerful, intoxicating vision, fueled by passion and a deep desire for something more. Recently, a voice from that very corridor, Brandon, called in with a question that cut right to the heart of this simmering rivalry. He asked, what if the Orlando Dreamers are able to secure a stadium deal in Orange County before the Rays can get a stadium deal finalized under their new ownership in the Tampa area? It was a question loaded with hope, with a hint of audacious ambition. Could Orlando truly pull off such a feat? Could they build a field of dreams and then, by sheer will, summon a team to play on it? It is a thought-provoking question, Brandon, and it immediately sent my mind spiraling back in time. Because what Orlando is contemplating is not entirely new. It is history echoing, a familiar whisper from the past. It is the story of St. Petersburg, a city that decades ago dared to dream just as boldly. Picture it, the late 1980s, St. Petersburg, yearning for a Major League Baseball team, built a stadium. The Suncoast Dome, as Tropicana Field was then known, rose from the ground, a gleaming monument to hope, without a single team committed to playing there. They gambled, believing that if they built it, a team would come. They courted several teams, but none came. The stadium stood, a dream deferred, for years. Until, finally, after a long, agonizing wait, Major League Baseball granted them an expansion franchise, the Tampa Bay Rays. So the blueprint exists, the audacious act of building the stage before the actors arrive. Could Orlando follow that very same path? On the surface, it seems simple, does it not? A ready-made ballpark, a gleaming new facility, could certainly exert external pressure. If Tampa's stadium plans falter, a shining new alternative just 90 miles up Interstate 4 would undoubtedly catch Major League Baseball's eye. It would be a constant, visible reminder of what could be. But the reality is far more complex, far more fraught with unseen battles and delicate negotiations. The current situation with the Tampa Bay Rays is not the same as St. Petersburg's past. The Rays are reportedly being sold, and the new ownership group is deeply committed to keeping the team in Tampa. They are working to finalize a deal to secure their future in the region. Tropicana Field is even undergoing renovations, a temporary measure until a permanent solution is found. This is not a team adrift. This is a team digging in its heels, determined to stay put. And that is where Orlando's dream faces its steepest climb. If the Rays' new owners are investing billions, they are surely doing so with assurances from Major League Baseball. Assurances that their territory and fan base will be protected. They would not want a new neighbor, a direct competitor for fans and revenue just down the road. It is a fundamental business principle. So, while a new stadium in Orlando would create pressure, it might not be the kind of pressure that forces the Rays to relocate. It might just be an expensive, beautiful building waiting for a team already committed elsewhere. Furthermore, building a custom baseball stadium is a massive undertaking. The Suncoast Dome was built as a multi-purpose venue, a pragmatic choice. A baseball-specific stadium, while ideal, is a much riskier proposition if you do not have a team. If Orlando built it and then did not get a team, the financial return would be minimal, the configuration limiting. The juice, as they say, might not be worth the squeeze. The Orlando Dreamers, led by passionate individuals like Barry Larkin, are doing everything right. They have set up offices. They are doing diligent work, pushing their vision forward. Their dedication is admirable, but the landscape has shifted dramatically. When the Rays' future was uncertain, Orlando's chances felt more tangible. Now, with a new ownership group committed to Tampa, the path for the Dreamers to acquire that team has become incredibly difficult. So, what does this mean for Orlando's dream? Is it dead? Not necessarily, but it might need to evolve. Instead of focusing on relocating an existing team that seems determined to stay put, perhaps the Dreamers' energy is better spent on securing an expansion franchise. Major League Baseball is talking about expansion. Cities like Nashville, Charlotte, Portland, Utah, and even Montreal are in the conversation. Orlando's name has not been as prominent in that specific discussion, which is another hurdle. The emotional truth here is that dreams, especially grand, shared community dreams, are powerful. They inspire action, they unite people. But they also exist in a world of complex realities, of financial commitments, territorial rights, and shifting tides. The Orlando Dreamers are fighting an uphill battle, not because their dream is not valid, but because the circumstances around the Tampa Bay Rays have changed. The Rays are most likely staying in Tampa. Their new owners want them there, and Major League Baseball seems to be on board. For Orlando, the dream of Major League Baseball is still alive, but it is a tough climb. It is a bittersweet reality for those who have poured their hearts into the dreamer's vision. Sometimes, the most courageous act is not just to dream, but to understand when to pivot, when to adapt, and when to find a new path to that cherished goal. The story of Orlando and its baseball dream is far from over, but its next chapter will likely be written with a different kind of hope.